If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve.
Welcome back to the continuing review for the Alien Anthology. We are still on Disc 5, and here is the review for Alien 3. Wreckage and Rage, making Alien 3. The first extra here is Development Hell, concluding the story.
Maybe I saw it more as becoming like a team, you know, like Ripley and Hicks from then on in, you know, and, you know, whether it was Sigourney or whoever, probably rightfully so, did not see it that way.
So this first extra is basically all the actors and the people who are producing the film, because obviously the director is not on here because of what they did to Alien 3, talking about how they could make an Alien 3 once, you know, Aliens, the second one was so huge. And one of the things I've always wondered was why they killed off Michael Biehn and why they killed off Newt at the beginning of this movie. And it never really made sense to me, and watching this making of it, it still don't make sense to me, because even as you've seen, Michael Biehn was extremely upset that he wasn't in the sequel. He wanted to be in the sequel, and they just decided not to put him in it. And it was the stupidest decision they could have done, killing off these two major great characters. And this is a really interesting extra because it goes through all of this of why, you know, decisions were made and things were done the way they were. So, very cool extra here. Tales of the Wooden Planet, Vincent Ward's vision. Now this extra is really awesome. This is something that I never knew about until I actually watched this, was they were actually planning on having Alien 3 take place on a planet or like a space station completely made out of wood. Everything in the entire space station was made out of wood, everything. And from what they're talking about and all the concepts and the pictures they show here, kind of looks like the Death Star, but it was just an awesome idea. I mean, it was really original and like nothing anyone's ever seen before. And if they had done that idea and they went with it, I think it would have made a really freaking awesome movie. But of course, they couldn't wrap their head around the logistics of having an entire wooden planet. So that's one of the reasons why they didn't do it. But this is a really cool extra to see what could have been. Status interrupted. David Fincher's vision.
Alien, I guess, was his first feature.
We wanted to, once again, to go with a director that did not have an established track record per se, but we thought was going to be a major director in the years to come.
So this extra is, of course, all about David Fincher and how this was his first major movie, and he came in there and basically all the higher-ups, all the suits, told him how to make this movie. So he couldn't make the movie the way he wanted to make the film. Xenoerotic, H.R. Giger's redesign. So this is all about the redesign of the alien for Alien 3. They kind of basically wanted a four-legged animal for Alien 3. Kind of like what Giger said here was they wanted a puma-like animal. So he sent him all of his designs, and this whole extra is about him talking about how they tried to redesign the alien. The Color of Blood, Pinewood Studios, 1991.
You know, I'll never forget Dave's, you know, his like complete devotion to The Color of Blood.
So here, what they're talking about is basically while they're on the set and everything they went through on the set, and kind of how difficult it was to film because it was really freezing cold outside and everybody was getting sick. And you know, it's a really great extra. It's about 30 minutes long, and it just kind of goes through the whole process of Alien 3, basically just kind of the making of the movie itself. adaptive organism creature design.
There were some ideas that fell by the wayside, as there always are, that we were really looking forward to exploring. One of them was this, what we call the super face hugger, which was a face hugger that carried the embryo of the queen alien. And we designed it so that it would reflect the armor-plated exoskeletal quality of the queen, but transposing that onto the face hugger body design.
Yeah, this is a really cool extra. As you can see, they show a brand new design for the face hugger, and it's just awesome looking. And again, you know, it didn't make it into the movie. Another great design. And they do show it for a couple of seconds on the extra, the longer version of Alien 3, the director's cut. They do show it. You know, he picks it up and they show it just for only a couple seconds. But it's a really cool design. And the other thing about this extra that's so funny is they were trying to figure out how to get the alien to walk on all fours, and they kind of go through all these processes. And one of the things was they actually dressed a dog up in the alien suit and had him run around. And it's just funny.
Would you like some sponge? Come on. A long time ago, David Fincher said that we should put a dog in a suit, just for coverage, just for a shot, quick shot in the dark, up real high, and the creature's running away, and there's some shadows, and everything would be fine.
He wanted us to get some unusual organic movement, just as Tom said, to help layer the effect.
The downward spiral, creative differences.
You need to know it's a specific.
This just goes to show you that when you're a director of the film, and if you're new, everybody else thinks they know better than you. And so all of these people, like this guy, he went and he decided to change the script on David Fincher and actually just rewrite characters out of the blue, because he figured, you know, these characters weren't working the way they were and the way he was making it. So one of the kind of interesting characters in the movie, he completely changed the whole outlook of the character by changing the script. So in the end, you know, David Fincher didn't even have control of his own movie anymore, and you know, the whole production was just completely ridiculous. Optical fury, visual effects. So this extra is again about visual effects. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I think the alien looks so weird in this film and it doesn't look right, is because they basically used a puppet. Where the Sun Burns Cold, Fox Studios, LA, 1992.
We had to stop. We didn't wrap the film. We stopped shooting.
I think we all recognized that we had holes in the movie that we needed to fill.
This is an interesting extra because it's like everybody is trying to blame everybody else about what happened to Alien 3. It's like David Fincher wanted to do this, and then the producers wanted to do that, and they never even finished making the film. And then, like you heard, they took the film back to LA to try to finish the film, and everybody took a break on the movie. And then Sigourney Weaver was out of the film, and then they had to pay her a bunch of money to come back in the movie. And you know, this was out and that was out. This was back in, and it was, the whole movie was a disaster from the beginning. And it's just really fascinating to watch all of these people try to explain what really happened to Alien 3. Requiem for a Dream, music, editing, and sound. Okay, so this is basically what it sounds like. It's all about kind of the sound effects and how they produce the sound effects and things like that. Post-mortem, reaction to the film.
Alien 3, I think, when it was finished, was kind of a hard movie to embrace.
So as you can guess, the reaction to Alien 3 was not very good. Just mostly because of the one they released, if they had released David Fincher's original idea for the film, his original cut, it would have been, I guarantee you, it would have been a much better reaction to the movie. Everybody would have been surprised by it, all the hard things they went through making it, and here you got an actual quality film out of it. But they didn't do that. Instead, they let some studio executive decide, this is what I'm going to have the film to be, and cut the whole film, and this is what we got. And of course, everybody's reactions to it were not very good. And if all that wasn't enough, we still have something on here called enhancement pods. So basically what enhancement pods is longer versions of interviews and longer versions of the other things on the making of Alien 3. And each one of them is probably maybe 1 or 2 minutes long, some maybe longer, but they're just basically longer versions of things that you've already watched on the other version of it. And it's just crazy amount of extras on here. So there you go. Just a massive amount of extras on that disc. It's just crazy. So it's still not over for disc 5. There's one more review to go for Alien 4 Resurrection, and Vince will take that. So go to the next review and watch Alien 4.